You're welcome back. Yesterday, all on AUXANO Solar commissioned a state-of-the-art 100 megawatt solar panel assembly factory. All On, which is a Shell-funded impact investment company, and AUXANO Solar Nigeria Limited, are pleased to announce that the commissioning of the AUXANO state-of-the-art fully automated 100 megawatt solar photovoltaic model assembly factory is located in Ibeju, Lekki. Later, we would give you the full report of that, but it's a facility that is financed by All On, and part of its $2 million investment in AUXANO Solar. Well, we have to tell us more about this. The co-founder and chief operating officer of AUXANO Solar, Mr. Chuks Umeziora, joins us virtually from Lagos. Understandably, he was at the Lekki yesterday. It couldn't have been easy for him to make it to the studio. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the program this morning, Mr. Umeziora.
Thank you so much for having me.
Congratulations. I think that'll be a good way to start. I saw some of the videos of what you did yesterday. Give us a little bit of background. Of course, we do know that Nigeria has a shortage of electricity supply, so this obviously should be good news for the nation.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much. So yesterday we were at Ibejuleki, to commission a 100 megawatt solar panel assembling facility. Of course, with the support of All On, the Shell-funded impact investor. So it's been a project I've been working at, for a few years now. So we're happy that we were able to bring it to the point of commissioning yesterday. And we were a bit overwhelmed by the, massive attendance of stakeholders who gathered, to witness the formal commissioning this yesterday. Thank you.
Yeah, so obviously, like 2 days ago, we had All On. Another aspect, Enterprise, they were here. So it seems All On has a whole lot of arms or branches, and you were one of them. Hint us on your relationship with All On.
Okay, yeah. So our relationship with All On, it's been a long and fruitful one. The first relationship started sometime in 2018. When they did the first investment in AUXANO Solar of a $50,000 convertible debt, starting with the Upgrade Energy Challenge that was organized by All On and USADF. So they now followed it up with a follow-up investment in 2020, and then another one in 2021. So All On has been with us, from the inception of this journey up till now. So it's a relationship that is very important to us, and we are equally grateful for their belief in what we're doing, for their trust, and for their patience, because the project took a bit longer than we initially planned, but we're happy, that we're at this point right now. Thank you.
Okay, so now you have your facility commissioned yesterday, 100 megawatts of solar. What's next? What happens now? How does this change the landscape?
Okay, yeah, so what's next? So I will tell you, so first of all, part of why we did what we did yesterday is to let people know what we're doing, and also to let people know what is possible. Because part of what we hope to achieve with all this, we want to make it easy, for someone else, to be able to do something like this, even something bigger. Manufacturing is not a very easy way to make money. It requires a lot of grit. Is capital intensive. So it's part of our way to deepen the, solar value chain. Because we felt that the market has gotten to the point where there needs to be increased activity at the midstream segment of the market. The downstream is already doing very well. So we felt it's their point to take that huge step into the midstream. Because we realized something that started, during the COVID, if you recall there was a time that nations stopped exporting things, because they first of all had to cater for their own local market. So that thing taught us a valuable lesson that no nation is truly independent if you cannot make some things for yourself. So this is part of our active effort, to begin to localize the solar value chain in Nigeria. I also tell people, I said, with time, you also begin to see this reduce the cost of, the solar models being used locally, because part of the high cost you see is not really as a result of the cost increasing. It's actually due to the effects these issues. The truth is that the cost of solar model has actually been reducing. in US dollar value. But due to our devaluation, sometimes people think the cost is increasing, but it's actually not that way. So we are hopeful that this activity will even help to reduce our dependence on imported solar model, and this will also begin to help to increase the strength of our local currency.
Yeah, I mean, you just hit the nail on the head, because a lot of Nigerians want to turn to solar, but I mean, the initial cost is actually a discouraging factor. So, thank God you've talked about the overhead cost and of course, the FX factor there. So what can Nigerians expect to get from AUXANO, and how can they access this? Is it when an individual wants to buy a panel? Is it when companies who deal in creation of electricity with solar, are they your customers? Who are your first point of customers?
Okay, yeah. So basically the way the market works is, so we are mostly involved with business to business. So rather, sell to those who are doing solar installations, who can also now, this in retail to home users and end users. And then, so yeah, the upfront cost of solar components is a huge challenge, but also that is also changing. So the importance of what happened yesterday, is vast. It's not just about AUXANO Solar. It's also about the industry, faith in the industry, faith in the system. Because a lot of stakeholders were there yesterday, commercial banks, investors, so all manner of people were there yesterday. So what we're also trying to demonstrate to those stakeholders is, as they see things like this, it also strengthens their resolve, in the market. So they want to do more. So part of what you're going to see is, so banks are going to start getting comfortable to finance solar solutions. And I even know a couple of commercial banks have also started doing that. So I hope that what we've done yesterday will ignite even further appetite by commercial banks, to want to look at solar system and financing solar solutions.
So obviously we expect this to be replicated. As you have mentioned, commercial banks are already showing interest. So I don't know if AUXANO will bid other companies to replicate this in other states, or you would just give the space for other companies to do that.
Yeah, so I mean, so if you know a bit about us, you will know that, part of what drives what we do is not just profit. We see ourselves as an extremely patriotic company. So we've told a number of stakeholders, so AUXANO, we are willing to partner, with other stakeholders who want to replicate something like this, even with the state government, because we know that, I mean, AUXANO alone, with this alone, will not be able to, to supply all the solar models being used here in Nigeria. We may still need about 10 to 15 of this facility, to be able to come close, to say, okay, now we can be totally dependent on the solar models that we use to ensure that we manufacture this thing locally. So there's still a lot of room for growth, and I mean, we are always willing to share some of our lessons, and to point people, who are interested in the right direction.
And you keep talking about other funders, so obviously you're not jealously guarding that space. And the demand is actually there, because we see electricity supply in Nigeria has a whole lot left to be desired.
Yeah, demand for solar system is outrageous, to be honest. Even the removal of the fuel subsidy has even added, further pressure to that. Because before now, a lot of Nigerians, depends on petrol as their primary source of energy, to power their, generators at home. The regulation happened first with the diesel. So even the diesel has been out of reach for so many, common people. So many of them relied on petrol. But right now, petrol is no longer as cheap as it used to be. So one will ask yourself, so what are the alternatives? So you will see that what will happen is that solar is becoming more or less like the mainstay. Solar used to be a viable alternative, but in a short time we will realize that solar, kind of becomes the mainstay. Maybe petrogen may not become the alternative.
All right. We are happy to hear that, and I'm wondering what next between you, your relationship, and All On. Do you have any other thing in the offing coming in real soon?
Okay, yeah, so our relationship with Orlon, so this, like I said, is a long one. They've been our partner, and they're going to be a partner, because Orlon is a critical stakeholder, in the solar value chain. Just like you mentioned earlier, I mean, they have so many investees just beside. It's not just AUXANO Solar, so Orlon is always active, looking for the next big thing. So for us, I mean, it's first of all, I mean, to reach that point where we are running at full capacity. We reach that point where we're able to meet up with all the orders that we get. And also part of the thing that we're also going to be doing, like I mentioned yesterday, is also going to get more foreign certifications. We are looking at Q1 next year. So that because sometimes people still ask and say, okay, so but I mean, do you have certifications that is beyond the sun cap and man cap? So that is also something that we are working on, because our goal is to do all that is necessary to ensure that we capture as many markets as possible.
All right,
even the export is also another something that is this thing radar. Because if you remember, so the new Lekki Seaport is very close to where we are situated. It's less than 2 kilometers away. So we also hope that corridor will make it easy for exports in the next few years.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Chuksu Mizora, a co-founder and chief operating officer of AUXANO Solar. We appreciate your time, and obviously the country needs more and cheaper electricity, to boost economic activities and make life more comfortable for Nigerians. So we're looking forward to you feeding into all of that. Thank you for your time, and once again, congratulations.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much. Thank you.